Hello, everybody.
Hello, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
We know it's your favorite because we're in it. We host it. It's your favorite. Oh, sorry, I just almost knocked over a light.
Oh, this angle.
Anyways, I am currently getting over being sick, so that's why I sound
A little
like
nasally.
this. So if my voice cracks here and there, sorry about it. I'm gonna take this gum out. Anyway, so today's topic is all about intuition and like
I don't know what to do with this piece of paper.
Trusting your intuition, the physical feelings that you might get. And we definitely have some stories about intuition and when we've been right. So,
Oh, first off, before we get into it,
this should be interesting.
Let's talk about what is intuition, because I know some people watching at home are like, what are they talking about? What is intuition? And the official definition is...
Sorry.
I actually have to take this paper back out.
Wait.
We're reading notes, by the way, if you're wondering.
Because we're stupid.
No.
I'm just kidding.
So, the ability to understand something immediately without the need for conscious reasoning. So, it's a lot of people...
That's the definition on Google, right?
This is the Google definition. So,
okay.
That's why people say it's a sixth sense, or it's like your gut feeling, because you just know.
You just know.
Like when something's right or wrong morally, you can just tell, stuff like that. So let's get into it.
Yeah, some people don't know. Some people don't have that. Some people don't have a grasp on what they're feeling and why they're feeling it. So we're going to be talking about that in this episode.
All right. So I want to talk about the physical feeling of intuition, because for me personally, I do get physical feelings, but sometimes I can confuse it with anxiety. Which we'll talk about later in this episode. But for me, my face starts to get a little hot, warmer sensation. I have this feeling in my gut area. That's why it's called a gut feeling. Sometimes it's kind of like a sinking pit feeling when I know something is going on. For example, like let's say I think I'm being lied to. I just have that gut feeling within me. I'm like, oh, I feel like this person's lying. Their body language, I can just tell because of experiences in life where I have been lied to and I've been right. And it takes time. It's a skill.
Sorry.
It's not, Alyssa just burped, by the way. It's not something that you immediately are amazing at. I mean, some people have really good. You just have to develop it.
Exactly. And once you kind of experience it a number of times, you realize, okay, wow, this is literally my gut telling me no. And you need to go with your gut. Like, I know it sounds so cheesy and like, go with your gut, but it's very true. And when I get gut feelings about things, I literally feel sick. Like, I feel sick to my stomach. I get anxiety from that intuition feeling. And I know sometimes it can just be anxiety in general because I struggle with it. I have for a long time. But at the same time, a lot of the moments in my life where I felt extra anxious, especially in relationships or friendships that didn't feel right or opportunities that didn't feel right, it caused me to feel anxious. And when things are going pretty decent in my life, I don't have anxiety. It's so weird how it just like comes on like randomly. But then I take a look at, okay, the situations that I'm in are things that I'm going through and why I'm feeling anxious and kind of like break it down. Majority are relationships, and guess what? None of them have worked out. None of them have been the right person. So there's a reason why I was feeling those gut feelings. And I've been getting so much better at listening to them and leaving when I know something's not right. Because so many people stay for so long.
Yeah.
And then it just gets worse.
And I've been that person where I would stay because I had such a low self-image and self-worth that I accepted what I was being given because I thought that's what I deserved. But that is not true at all.
Yeah. So a couple of times that I've experienced my intuition, This is the
Get into it.
the juiciness.
Reel in the juiciness.
So we've all been here. Maybe you haven't, but I have a few times. Kind of sucks. But what you were saying as far as like being lied to, like, oh my gosh, my hair is so dark. Sorry. This is why I can't have the viewfinder on the camera, because then I just look at my freaking. Anyways, so the times that I have kind of had a gut feeling about maybe a specific person in the relationship causing issues or the way that they talk about someone else, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep a tab on this moment right here. I'm gonna remember. And guess what? I was right.
Yeah.
I was right about certain girls. I was right about certain things that they were lying about. And I don't know if it's just because they were really bad at covering up their tracks or if my intuition was just really good. But I don't know. I feel like I haven't been failed by my intuition yet. And that's something that like I just I feel as if I have a really strong intuition and I'm really good at following it. I mean, even one time it was the craziest thing. Me and Jenna were driving on the freeway and
Oh, I remember this.
there's been so many accidents on this freeway, and I said that out loud. I was like, man, this freeway has had so many accidents. And it was just so weird because we were talking about that and we were just saying like how sad it was. And I kid you not, 1 minute later, there was all these ambulances, fire trucks, car rolled over. It was just so weird. Like I just had a bad feeling. I was like, I can't help but to like have this really bad feeling. And then that happened. We were like, what?
We were
the
just
heck?
talking about it. Like you just mentioned it too. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was crazy.
Yeah. What's like a story that you've had intuition wise?
For me, my intuition, like I was saying, like I get physical feelings, and like Alyssa said, feeling sick to your stomach, gut feeling.
Yeah, notice how when you're in a bad relationship or the wrong one, you start to feel sick all the time.
Physically,
like your stomach
yes.
hurts, you start to get acne, your sleep is all messed
Yes.
up. Like
Oh my
you're
gosh.
so off balance with so many things. And then at least for me, when I've gotten out of the relationship, everything magically starts to get better.
Dude, yes,
Isn't that
100%.
weird?
Like I've had like experiences like that where I was with someone and I was energetically drained, and when you're drained all the time energetically, like your physical will start to reflect that. And I had horrible acne, my sleeping schedule was terrible, and I was just overall depressed. My mood, it was so bad. And going over being like single from being in a relationship that was toxic, and everything in my life just started falling back together. And
right.
I noticed my skin was clearing up. I was sleeping better. I wasn't stressing all the time. And my cortisol levels dropped. Like it was
because
bliss.
When you have really high levels of stress, your cortisol, you have really high levels of cortisol, and that's when you could, get acne, you can feel depressed, you can get anxious, and you can store fat. It's so weird how the body works, and your emotional and mental state has such a big factor in like your gut health and your overall well-being. Like I have been I have high levels of stress just in general, but there was a moment when I came to realize that relationships were the source of my stress and like the source of my anxieties, because I was being lied to about dumb things. People were keeping things from me just out to be ill. Like they were not out to just like give love and like be in a relationship. I just feel like I experienced so much like negative, like, why were you even with me? Like, what's the point of being in a relationship if you're just gonna do them wrong and not give like positivity and happiness? Like it just
Dude, yeah, like why even be with me? Like that's how I felt too. I was like, if you seem like the way that you treat me behind my back, it seems like you hate me. Like you
why are you
genuinely do not love me at all. It seems like you don't even like me as a person. Like why are you wasting my time Like, why? It's because their ego and their insecure.
Well,
That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, it's for selfish reasons.
Yeah, exactly. My hair right now is like insane. So sorry if I keep messing with it if you're watching on YouTube.
So you might be wondering, like, okay, well, how do you know when it's just anxiety and intuition? Obviously, we're not professionals. We don't know the scientific reason. But at the same time, like I was saying earlier, usually anxiety is tied in with intuition, and when you are feeling that anxious feeling, it's usually there for a reason. Now, if you do have crippling anxiety and it's there every single day and it's affecting your daily life, that that's a whole nother story. And like I said, we're not therapists, we're not licensed people to be like giving advice on that. But I would definitely try to change other aspects in your life, whether it be work, school, friends, family, relationships. For me, it was relationships. So I decided I needed to get out of it in order to heal like within myself. And it worked, like that's just, that was the cause for my anxiety in that moment. Um, but yeah, as soon as you start feeling that gut wrenching, like, what is this feeling? Why am I feeling like this? If you have to question anything in a relationship, you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, or set boundaries, if it's like a minor thing, but that's for you to speculate on your personal thing. But
yeah, I just think it's not worth it to be feeling sick and stressed out all the time. Like
in a relationship at all. Nope.
It's just not worth it.
It's not, because in the long term, what does that get you? And let's talk about how to strengthen your intuition. Like, we discussed what is intuition and kind of signs and personal stories. Did I share a personal story?
I don't think so.
I'll do it really quick. I had a gut feeling, and I I went through the guy's phone. So I was invading his privacy, but let me tell you, I found some stuff. Okay, I found everything that my gut feeling was, trying to confirm. I got my confirmation right there, proof in front of my face.
Yeah.
And I was so broken. I was like, wow. Like when you have your trust betrayed like that, it's a whole nother feeling. And
yeah,
it's betrayal from someone you love, and it's
never going to be the same either
at all.
like,
you're not going to look at them the same at all.
no.
I lost respect for this person, and their character was tinged, or what's that word, tainted. Their character and image on how I perceived them was tainted from this. And I can't control this person. I can't make them love me, and that goes with anyone. Yeah.
But I didn't expect this, because keep in mind, this was like months, like this story of when we met that girl was like months before. But I always had such a gut feeling about her. She like added me on Snapchat, followed me on Instagram.
See, they try to be my your friend.
You have to like look out for that when girls try to be too like, let's be friends. So anyways, I was at the beach with my sister, and we were getting ice cream, and I hear music from a loud car. I was like, oh man, where's that music come from? I look over, and it's the guy that I was dating, sitting in the car, and a girl's driving him.
And guess
who the girl was? It was that girl.
Yeah.
So that's just a little one of the stories that I have. I have quite a few more that I will not be going into detail, because then this podcast would be 2 hours long.
Yeah.
But that's a great example of always trusting your intuition.
Oh, yeah.
Even when you're meeting people and they feel off, trust that. Like, have you ever met that type of person where everyone gets along with and loves, but then you're like, there's something off about this person? Yes. Literally, you know who.
And then you find out, and you're like, oh,
that's why I feel off about this
makes
person.
complete sense.
Yeah. But not a lot of people have that intuition and that ability. Like, you need to get really good at recognizing feelings with like your bodies and senses. Like, I don't know, like when I met that girl, I was like, I wanted to leave because I felt weird. Like I was just like, I don't know what it is about this girl. Like
Mm.
something is off. And I had the gut feeling that they had met before, but they might have not, or they might have, and they had been having a little thing go on for a long time. So that was
Who
fun.
knows?
But yeah,
But
we're
yeah,
gonna wrap up here.
let's talk about how to strengthen your intuition.
Oh
For
yeah,
those
we already
interested, meditate. So meditation has so many benefits. Because when your mind is, or your brain is constantly in a state of thinking, and you're constantly using like your cognitive
stress.
skills, and you're stressed out, your cortisol levels, you know, and if you maybe you don't get enough REM sleep, which is very important if you want to help decrease your cortisol, because sleep helps with that. Meditating, quieting your mind, and really meditating is hard. Okay, let's be real. When you're
I've
a
tried.
beginner, it's really
Yeah,
hard.
it's hard.
You have to practice, and you have to get really good at it to see the benefits. But don't let that discourage you. Meditate for like 3 minutes or 5 minutes. Pay attention to your dreams. For me, I'm spiritual, and sometimes my dreams really do tell me things that I need to know, and like answers that I have about certain situations, because sometimes you dream about what you think about, or what you're stressed about, you know?
I believe in that. I don't believe that dreams have any significant meaning other than like what's subconsciously on your mind or something you might have seen but don't remember. That's like my thoughts on dreams. Just because, like, you can have the most random dream about a random person, but you might have seen them at one point in your life walking down the street, but you just can't remember it, but it's like still in your brain. But then it distorts it. Like you have like weird distorted dreams. But
Yeah.
I don't think there's any meaning to like certain things. But
I
we
think
have
that there
different
is
views.
meaning in dreams. Go outside in nature, go hiking, touch some grass. It's so funny. Touch some grass. You ever see
Touch
comments
some
like
grass.
that?
Yeah.
Go kick rocks. No, but it's true though. Getting vitamin D is very important, and just being connected to Mother Earth is, I think it's healing, and it does help with intuition.
Hmm.
Disconnecting from social
I
media
was just gonna say
to
that
reconnect.
disconnect from social media, and
Hmm.
because we have a whole episode on the negative whatever on social media. You should listen to it.
Yeah, go listen to that one. It's
There
a
can
good
be a
one.
lot of positives, but as far as like natural instinct stuff, like as far as like me meeting that girl in person would not have had the same effect as if I saw her on social media, because
Yeah,
quite literally can't feel their energy, and you can't talk to somebody like over social media in the same way you can in real life.
that is so true.
Yeah.
Because before we wrap up, I'm not going to go into that whole story, but
Mhm.
psycho. Yeah. So okay, this person I met off Instagram,
Oh yeah, you
they
already told the
seemed,
story on.
yeah, I'm not going to go into detail, but I'm going to tie it into this. I saw them on Instagram. They seemed that they were interested in the same things I was. They seemed really cool, easygoing, very hardworking, and just all the traits and characteristics that I would pursue, like
Mhm.
I would want. Uh, but then I met them,
Not the same,
and
right?
it is like, yeah, they do, like they kind of uphold that like hardworking, um resilient kind of mindset, which I liked.
Mhm.
However, there was a lot of aspects that were not showcased on their social media at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can be whoever you want on social media. You can be
That's who you
perceived
want to
as
portray to the world. It's
yeah.
a lot of people, they're not as and I'm the same way too. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, my social media isn't a complete direct reflection of exactly who I am as a person. There's some parts of myself that I hide because I don't want to share that publicly.
Yeah, it's about privacy too. Like
Exactly. That's
definitely like I agree 100%. But as far as like energy wise, like I do think that like I said,
I
you
was
could
anxious
look
around his energy.
you could yeah, see that's the thing. That was
Yeah.
your gut literally being like, okay. Cuz
Yeah.
I went on first dates with people and I'm like I feel uneasy. I feel okay, I know this sounds really weird, but I notice when I feel comfortable eating with people and enjoying like a meal, That's just me personally. That's how I know I feel like I'm in a comfortable space with this
Yes,
person.
or you enjoy, like, it's not awkward doing nothing. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Because, like, you and me, like, we've been friends for almost 10 years. Like, we're best friends. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
we're locked in like this. And we could
Life.
be literally doing nothing. And we would enjoy
Mm-hmm.
just being around each other.
Yeah, but we always can sense when something's like off,
Yes.
wrong. We're like, what's going on?
Like, you good, girl?
Like she'll be like extra quiet in the car, and I'll be like, "What you thinking about over there?" And then she'll be like, "Well, this, and this." Like it's never like
she knows.
It's never like, "Oh, nothing." It's always like,
there's something.
well, now that you ask, like,
yeah,
let me rant. But yeah, we hope that you guys get a better sense of intuition and trusting it and going with your gut, quite literally.
Exactly. And also, we did mention in our last episode, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. But we mentioned that we're going to do like a part 2 of a series about trust.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, look out for that one because that's probably going to be the next one or an upcoming one. So
Yeah, and also we want to do an episode where we read some of your guys's stories. They can be funny, they can be sad, they can just be any topic, and we want to do a whole episode of reading. Sorry, my throat is like messed up. Reading your guys's whatever you want us to, and as long as it's okay to, read it on the podcast and react to it, give you advice, whatever. We can share your name or we can share anonymously, whatever you guys feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
But just send a DM on the DonkTea podcast Instagram because nobody will see it except us.
Or, what we can do if you really want to be anonymous and you don't want us to see like your username or anything like that.
Email.
We can do email.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say the NGL, the app, because I have the app.
Oh, I was going to say you could email us also at donkteapodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah. Anything works, honestly. And I'm probably going to go on the DonkTea Instagram and then post like a little anonymous thing.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah. We're like discussing what we're going to do.
Yeah,
so,
but
anyways.
make sure that like there's no violence or like, bad language in whatever you say because we're going to be reading it word for word. So just make sure it's like,
appropriate,
safe and non-violent or glorifying certain things. So
yeah,
we want to keep it real up in here. So
keep it respectful for all platforms. So yeah, I think that's it. So let's cut it here. And thank you so much for watching. Please follow us on DonkTea Podcast Instagram. You can also follow us can't even talk. You can also follow our personal pages if you'd like to see more of us. And subscribe.
All right. We'll catch you in the next episode.